Good evening.
Oh, I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get. Yes. What's next? What's next? I gotta get it. I'm not gonna stay fucking down. I'm not gonna stay fucking lying down. I'm not. I can't do it, man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and as we get started, we see that he was much younger then, and they're saying that this goes back 6 years ago, and it just kind of shows again the personality that we're dealing with, the kind of person here who is willing to do anything to get what he wants. He said that that's what he wants to do, and as you know, Satan has already primed him and got him ready for this particular role that he's going to play in the future. And what is the role? Well, the role is that he's going to be working for Satan in a way of control, where he will be the person who will control the other people with mirrors, secret tunnels, and all sorts of devices of Satan to spy in on people, to lure them to his wild parties. And then he's going to be used extensively by the FBI and other government organizations. Let's go over here and take a look and see what's going on here with this story, though, as it has developed already. They had a raid on his mansion, and I wondered when I first saw it, why was the raid so severe? And just looking at this whole thing here, we can see that the raid was severe because, there were underground tunnels, grottos, they call them. Grottos means underground, or that means a tunnel system. So there were underground tunnels, and this was reported by Fox News. And I don't know why fact checkers now are out there trying to disparage people from knowing that under the house of Diddy was underground tunnels. And so let's just go. They're not going to say anything about the tunnels in this, but they did put it in the headlines. I suppose they're getting away with as much as they possibly can because Fox is just as controlled as the other mainstream media organizations.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people.
You shut down a lot of
a story we're following, and of course we're trying to gather more and more information about it here on Live Now from Fox, as Diddy's home in Los Angeles has been raided by Homeland Security. Of course, we're learning more information. I do want to take you back out here before we get out to our Fox 11 team in their coverage, because some of this video is very dramatic and we don't know a ton of information right now about this here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, breaking news of this, as you can see, potentially law enforcement officials and other officials just outside of a gate, this on a street near the Beverly Hills area. Of course, we're following it very closely on Live Now from Fox. And of course, we were watching this. We didn't know exactly what we were seeing at the time. So this is just a little bit ago, as you can see a crowbar to get through this gate initially as well, the long guns and a multitude of people. As you'll see, they'll zoom out a little bit just to see the amount of force they are using to get inside this home. And of course, the complex in which this home sits is a very expansive one for the American rapper and producer. You can see them checking inside of a vehicle. We don't know exactly what is involved, if Diddy's even there. We don't know a ton of information about this at all, but this was
okay. So, all right, we're going all the way back about 12 days ago. They investigated this house where he was. It seemed to be there was something going on in his house that the Homeland Security was really, really interested in. The FBI, along with Homeland Security and the government, came down on him, and I believe that he was able to get out because there are all these tunnels underneath his house. They prided in saying, before all of this stuff happened, they prided that this tunnel was connected to the Playboy Mansion. So the Playboy Mansion is part of this whole group of mansions that are around and surrounded the Playboy Mansion. Supposedly they have an underground network in which all of the Playboy Mansions are connected to some of your most well-known celebrities. Like, for instance, Jack Nicholson's name comes out, Warren Beatty, all of these different celebrities. Now we have Diddy, and supposedly Diddy's home might have been closed off to the tunnel that leads to the Playboy Mansion, or maybe it has been expanded in the possibility that they were planning on going down there and pulling out children from underground. And so this is something that we're seeing, right now. So anyway, hey, over there, shout out to Sam Gilman. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Looks like you're on here. and on the stream. Thanks for showing up, and hey, great channel you got over there, and you're doing great things showing videos. So, that's really awesome what you're doing over on your channel. Thank you for stopping by, well, anyway, though, just really gonna get this story going. So what we have with this whole situation with Diddy and the underground tunnels is we have something developing that we kind of suspect, but we're not really sure, that the government and the FBI has informants who are people who spy on people who are high profile people so that they can get them in sexually or compromised situations. And once they get them in a compromised situation, then they're able to use another control person like Diddy to expose them and to snitch on their behavior. So that might be what we are looking at. And then also, how do we control Diddy? Well, there could be a network of people who are at deeper levels in the government. And I will say that there is so much deepness in the government that many of these people are involved in the occult. After all, many of our organizations were started by occult worship. And well, to name one, NASA was started by an occult organization that had connections to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And the person, Jack Parson, was a certain Satan worshiper. One of our highest ranking generals was a Satan worshiper. And so it wouldn't be too far of a stretch for us to believe that some of these underground tunnels could be also places where these people go to perform their rituals and their ceremonies, especially if they are trying to stay out of the public. Now, if we look at the scripture in Revelation chapter 6, verse 16, it gives us some idea of what the wicked will do even in the last days. And in the last days, the wicked will call out for the rocks to fall on them when the great and terrible day of the Lord is to appear. When the Lord appears, then obviously they're going to cry out for the rocks to fall on them. I want to read you verse 15, and starting with verse 15 of Revelation chapter 6, it says, "Then the kings of the earth and the noble and the commanders and the rich and the mighty and every slave and free." Now, I want you to think about this. Every slave, kings, well, that's King Charles. You have also your princes, right? All of your princes, all of the different princes that have been even named in some of the sexual scandal. They, on the day of judgment, they will be crying out for the Lord to hide them, or for the rocks rather to hide them and fall on them. They will be in their caves and their bunkers, and they will be screaming for the rocks to actually collapse on them because of the dread and the fear of the great and terrible day of the Lord, because Jesus will come back as a lion and not as a lamb to slay the wicked in all of their devices and all of the child sacrifices, all of the various things that wicked people do when they go underground. Isn't it interesting that we had in New York a group of people, and you know who those people are? They were underground and they were creating a tunnel under there. And when they went under that tunnel, they were able to find all kinds of odd things like baby cribs and things like that, dolls and other things that shouldn't be down there up underground. So, there you have it, right? And so here we have this situation now looking very similar to what scripture has already proclaimed, that the wicked of this world will cry out in the last days, asking for the mountains to fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So anyway, I want to remind you guys that if you're on this particular channel and you come by stop by, even if you come by for 5 minutes, hit the like button, because that gives this ability channel to begin to soar, and more and more people begin to see it, because that's what's happening. We have to hit the like button in order for the algorithm to work, right? Let's go over here and take a look though, and I'm going to stop this video, and I want you to see that what I'm really saying is really not too far out of the way. There are secret tunnels that were built in the 70s, and probably even before that. And if you visit the mansion the Playboy Mansion, it says, you know, the celebrities built these underground tunnel systems, and they have the schematics for that. And right now they're hiding the schematics. It says you'll find the photo of all the blueprints and the Polaroids right here. Now, I clicked on this before, and it didn't take me right to it, you know. So let me try it again, and let's see. We'll see what happens here. Well, I don't want to go to the Playboy Mansion website. I definitely do not want that. So I'm gonna click out of this, so we won't get in anything scandalous that we don't want to. But anyway, the point is that there are these schematics that are there, and you guys can go and see it and take a look and see. Yeah, sure enough, there are underground tunnels. Why would these people need underground tunnels? Why would they need to be underneath the ground? What's down under there? And why do they want to hide what they're doing? Well, obviously, you want to hide what you're doing for the same reason they want to go to various islands, right? And they'll go to these different islands and be there in these different places, all these different islands, to be out of the sight of people and to be away from them, and also to be able to do their deeds in the dark, right? And this is what Scripture says. Scripture talks about that men who are in the dark, they love darkness and rather than light. They choose darkness rather than light, and they choose drafty, cold tunnels, you know, where they can go underneath the ground, right? And you know, do all sorts of very, very dirty, nasty, disturbing things under there, right? And so that's basically what we have there. Let me see, under tunnel under mansions. Let's go to mansions, tunnels under mansions. They might even pop up there and show us the report here. And so, yeah, there's some tunnels under the mansion. So what are they doing under these mansions? What are they doing? And who are they carrying under there? I believe that Homeland Security had an idea that it's a possibility that that when they got under that tunnel, they were going to find some bodies. They were going to find some people. They were going to find maybe some people that they could even drag out of these tunnels. This reason Homeland Security was there. Obviously, they wanted to go in there because, and they want to be very, very cautious about their visit to this place too, because they knew it probably would be trouble, right? There could be an arsenal of weapons underneath this house, because again, we're not just talking about a regular person. We're talking about a FBI informant, a high level person in the echelons of the Illuminati. I mean, he's a billionaire, right? So he's somebody who possibly could be in that group. And so this is something to think about. You know, as we see this, it's hard to imagine, because we kind of look at it and say, no, that couldn't be. No way. You know, that no way that we have, you know, people just who are high ranking people that are above us, that look down on us, and they have ties to the government, and they're specially treated, right? There's you know, obviously we wouldn't want to believe that, but I can tell you that, you know, we are only looking at the outside. We're on the outside looking in. We're on the outside looking in. And so again, as we see this, we kind of have innocent eyes, virgin eyes. But I can tell you, I have one video I wanted to show you too, and that's why I was trying to find that video where they are having a party, right? And they're having a party. Here it is. Here, let's go to this one here. Let me see if I can get you guys to see this one here, because I thought this was something here. Let's go to this video here. So on my Instagram, and my Instagram is Vincent Rhodes TV. So if you want to go over to my Instagram and to help me out there, go ahead and try to sign up for my Instagram. Last time they tried to sign up, a person signed up for my Instagram. They were told that Vincent Rhodes is not somebody that you should sign up for. So that ought to let you know who I am. So let me play.
Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Okay. I don't know if you heard that, but let me hear again. Listen to what he says.
And it's different than when it was 2016.
Okay, so he says it's 2020. I don't know why they're hiding the comments. Let's see if they're hiding the comments here. Yeah. Somebody says it's Jay-Z is a pedo too. But I don't know if you can see this. I don't know why I can't get it to be larger. Probably because I'm so old. Who knows? But anyway, here it is. He says it's 2020, and they are having their party. He said the game has been changed. It's 2020, y'all. It's 2020, y'all, and they celebrating. Does anybody remember what 2020 was like? Is there anybody who remembers? I mean, you know, if you remember it, leave it in the comment. You guys happen to walk past this, you happen to see this video later, leave it in the comments. I don't know. You know, again, this is a new live stream, so I don't expect a lot of people to do a lot of talking. But let me just say this. If there's anybody who remembers what 2020 was like, just type it into the comments. What are they doing? How is it that all of these people are right together? They are not separated. I think it was supposed to be 6 feet apart or something like that. And then they are also don't have the suffocation devices on their faces. They're having a billionaires party in 2020. Is that amazing?
Been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaires lunch.
Okay, so they're having a black billionaires lunch.
It's 2020, y'all.
It's 2020, y'all. And that's what he said. It's 2020, y'all. We have made it. We've arrived. I am one of them. And I'm just like them. I'm in the game. He said the game has changed. But you know what happened is that every time somebody plays along with them, then they end up and get slammed, because you can't dance with the devil and still be, well, you know, you just can't dance with the devil and then still end up coming out on top. It just was a matter of time. I don't know what Diddy did. I don't know why the Homeland Security came down on him, but apparently they weren't worried about what he was doing here at the Black Billionaires Party. They were letting him have his party then because he was playing along with the game. And so were all of the celebrities. Does anyone remember that? And so here they were playing along with the game. They got the game going. It's a big game. It's a game. I don't see them sheltering in place. I don't see them doing any of that stuff. When did this happen? And all of these people that are around, they're all in on it. Boy, it's crazy. He said, well, and then he said, well, you know, no expense has been spared for this lunch that we're going to have. And it's 2020. We're getting ready to get all of the gold. You realize how many people lost their businesses, their operations, all of that stuff was lost. And yet these people sit around and they were instrumental in helping.
Yeah, and it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a
look at all of them standing around like, yeah, we glad. The whole world is shut down. Y'all having a party. It's amazing. I just thought that was amazing when I saw it. So then the secret rooms, secret rooms that they have. And what else do they have? They have secret rooms, they have mirrors, they have hidden cameras and two-way mirrors rooms. And then they have underneath the mansion, there is grottos where they are tunnel systems underneath the mansions that are connected to, again, like I said, all of these various houses are connected one by one. And you know, then of course there's a waterway, an underground swimming area where you have to swim across the water underneath the house and go under the tunnel and get to the other side, and that's how you get to the tunnel. Now, if Homeland Security came after me and I knew where every tunnel was and I knew where every secret passage was, then I guess I could just go there and do what he did and be slippery as a snake. And that's what snakes do. Snakes slide away. He was slick because he had all that. But Homeland Security, they brought in Homeland Security because this guy was a high level profile, asset. He was an asset of the government. So if they come down on him, they said, well, shoot, we got to go in with all of our Kevlar bulletproof vest and our helmets and all of that and our tanks, because they don't tell them what might happen if we show up.
A lot of planning
to this house here.
One of the
because
back
there's
houses,
a lot
they did bring a ladder.
of resources he had.
Actually, a garage. If there is anybody on this property.
Yeah, well, and then there's a possibility
why
that,
they made,
and then there was a possibility that they might walk in there and they might find some bodies. They might find some people underneath the ground, but maybe they were tipped off.
the raid to begin with, but again, this could possibly be involving the sex trafficking investigation. And again, when we get more details, of course, we'll bring it to you. But this is going to be a while. You see the Department of Homeland Security officers right there in that Bearcat. This could be phase 2 of what to do now, what they're searching for, and making sure they have all their information they need when they conduct a raid like this and go through the process of going through that property. It is a big mansion indeed, owned by Bad Boy Films and one of Sean Combs's children. So again, this happening just about 20 minutes ago at this point. We do have video from earlier, if we could show you that, and we have been showing.
Let me just say this, guys, let this be a lesson to you too. When you get this much money, it don't belong to you. It's not yours. Because they got everybody out there walking around.
Some of that to you,
they're walking around like they own the place.
A big mansion indeed.
And they're walking around and they have given themselves permission to just walk in. So they say it belongs to the daughter, but shoot, the daughter will get arrested today. And they'll lock that money down. And they'll just take it. I mean, it really, you don't have to, well, you know what I'm talking about. These people here, they can just take it. But someone said, I think they were talking about, there was a drink that they were promoting, that Diddy was promoting, and something like, who owned it before? There was a very famous celebrity who sold the drink in the company for $400 million, and then Diddy became the promoter of it, and they let Diddy put his name on it, but again, Diddy didn't really own it. But again, when the money comes from the all of the endorsements that he gets, from clothing line to beverages and music, of course. But when it comes down to it, all of these people were paying into keeping this guy rich, so that he could go around and be that government asset. Now, again, who is Diddy? Who is Diddy? Well, going all the way back, Diddy is part of, his father was what we call a government person who was involved with the drug trade and was selling drugs, and then also being used as an asset as well. And then I believe they made a movie about one of his associates that was, according to Denzel Washington, actually played that part. So that's what we have with Diddy, right? So that's the kind of person he is. And you know how it is when the father is gone, then they come after the son, right? And that's what they did. They just came after the son and made him, groomed him for this particular role and made him a big shot.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get! Yes!
Yeah, well, anyway. And so what is the mantra? Do what thou wilt. It's what the mantra is. And do what you will is the law of Satan. whatever I want. Do what thou wilt is the whole book of the law. And again, this do what thou wilt is part of what these people go by. This is the theme that they go by. Let's go over here and let's take a look at this. So when I talk about this, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so they have a law called Thelema, do what thou wilt, which is the whole book of the law. Basically, where Satan says that whatever you want, you can get it. Whatever you want, you can have it. Do what thou wilt. Not thy will be done, but the will of Satan. Or the will, your will. Your will. Satan, gives you your desire, the desires of your heart, to do what thou wilt. And so this was Aleister Crowley who came up with this system of do what thou wilt. But notice that all of our celebrities in the entertainment world were all part of this do what thou wilt satanic mandate. Jay-Z, do what thou wilt. And of course, John Lennon, this was one of his, this was what he lived by. And of course, Anton LaVey, the Church of Satan, all followed Aleister Crowley in this philosophy of do what thou wilt. I have whatever you want. And this really is not new. Jesus was approached by Satan in being tempted, and then Satan told Jesus that, if you bow down and worship me, all these things I will give you if you bow down and worship me. And then you can just basically do what you want. You can live how you want to live. So anyway, you'll be at the top of the world if you serve Satan, but then he'll trick you, just like he did with this guy, Diddy. He gave him all of the wealth and gave him, all of this fame. And then it seems like the fame is not doing him any good now. But, he said he was a savage. He believed that it was him. He believed that all of this was coming from his ability to, but he knew when he signed his soul, this is what he's going to get.
Oh, I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
And that's something. And so whatever he wants, he can get. Do what thou wilt. Whole book of the law. And so then they gave him a mansion and allowed him to have this mansion where all of these tunnels up under these mansions, all these tunnels leading to underground places where they can just go around and they can have that after party. Now, one of the after parties, they were saying that sometimes the after party gets so wild they have to leave. Jamie Foxx was talking about them after parties too, but of course he's scared. He's not really going to tell us everything that was going on. But he said, let's listen to him talk about these parties, wild parties.
In a little town car. This town, I grabbed a town car so I could skirt. Puff the SUVs and the Bentleys.
By now, you know that P. Diddy is notorious for hosting secret adult parties, and one person who got exclusive invites was Jamie Foxx. But how are some of these people able to escape the craziness that took place in the parties? And what are people like Jamie Foxx really hiding?
I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel, filming this, and it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is.
Now, Jamie Foxx is a good storyteller. I'll give him that. And when he was describing the parties he went to, he was only talking about how amazing the parties were, and the ladies, and how much money Puff was spending on these parties.
But Puff say this party, Playboy, this party right here, I see $1.5 million. I said, what? You spent $1.5 million on this party?
According to Jamie Foxx, a lot of the times he was just taking footage of the good things and having fun. However, you can tell he was trying to hide some of the details about what really happened in the parties. And because I'm keen, I also picked up on a couple of things. First of all, he said that Ed Sheeran used to sleep in his studio. And I can tell you that Ed has said a few things about parties that Jamie Foxx.
There's a big.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're getting ready to do a commercial here. But guys, you can see that now. All that money being spent on the party, that means that he has just untold money. Satan will give you everything you want. and then take it all back. He'll give you cars, houses, and big things, all these great things. And that's one of the ways that he traps every human being. And, you know, of course, Diddy said, well, you know, I'm spending $1.5 million on a party, than when he probably could have, you know, he could have had a party for less than that. Count the number of heads of the people that are coming, and then have a little bit over, and hire somebody reasonable and spare some money. But again, $1.5 million. Can you imagine what he could have done with $1.5 million to help the community? But, you know, of course, one of the bargains that you make with Satan is that you're not going to help anybody except for yourself and possibly your friends. And really, you're not really helping them, because he's getting people. He had people that come to the party that, of course, you know, were people that, you know, could repay him in some sort of way, and especially with these wild parties. Here's another one here. It talks about these underground tunnels. Let's see what this secret tunnel system is all about here. Really interesting here on these secret tunnels.
Who are new to my channel. In a shocking turn of events, federal agents recently stumbled upon a labyrinth.
And also, let me just say this: hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you like this video, it helps to get that YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm picks it up that, okay, we are online. We are doing something different with this channel. I'm, you know, promoting this channel. And so this helps to grow the channel, right? So the more you hit it, the more you share the video, the more you like the video, the further it goes. And also the more you comment. So come back and comment too. When the video's over, comment on the video and the rest. So let's go ahead.
He stumbled upon a labyrinth of secret tunnels hidden beneath the opulent mansion of the renowned music mogul, Diddy. What started as a routine investigation swiftly transformed into an enigma of macabre proportions, as authorities claim to have witnessed disturbing scenes, suggesting the presence of ritualistic activities and the unsettling sight of lifeless bodies. As the details of this shocking discovery continue to unfold, the world is left to grapple with the dark secrets lurking beneath the surface of fame and fortune.
No, I've never heard that. I've never heard that before. This video I just pulled up just a few minutes before we actually started talking. Allegedly, there are bodies. Allegedly, I don't know. Why do they have tunnels? Why would a man buy a mansion that was next to the Playboy Mansion that was historically linked to all of the houses of the celebrities? And why did all the celebrities like Warren Beatty, like Jack Nicholson, like all the rest of these other various celebrities have these underground passages that led from the Playboy Mansion to their house and back from their house to Playboy Mansion? What were these people involved in? And is it a possibility that even Playboy himself, and they did say this, that Playboy, the person who was involved in Playboy, at that time, he was a government informant as well, because what better way to control government officials and people of very influential backgrounds? What better way to control them than to have them doing some gay stuff or something like that, you know, in some compromising situation, or worse, even doing something having to do with the kind of trafficking that they're talking about, right? With, you know, even children, you know. So, you know, hopefully, that's horrific, right? That's horrific for me to even suggest that. But we can't put anything above these people, because again, when these people who were in New York got discovered, they went underneath there and they had to like seal that tunnel up. That's what they said they did. They was pouring concrete down in that tunnel because there were baby clothing and all sorts of stuff down there. Just really weird, right? It was just really weird. So, yeah.
During the course of an unrelated investigation, federal agents executed a search warrant at Diddy's sprawling estate, located in an exclusive enclave. Armed with a myriad of questions and a thirst for the truth, the agents embarked on an exploration that would lead them down an unimaginable path. What they discovered was beyond their wildest nightmares. Beneath the luxurious facade of Diddy's mansion lay an intricate network of secret tunnels, winding their way through the very foundations of the property. These hidden passageways, concealed from prying eyes, held the key to a chilling truth that had long eluded the public eye.
Let me just say this. They said that Denzel Washington went to the house. And when he was there, they have a certain time at a certain time when they actually break the party up and then start doing some very strange things around 12, you know. So most people who are there leave at a certain time before things really get wild. And they said that Denzel went there and only stayed a few minutes and then came out without a smile on his face at all because of maybe what he had seen that happens at these parties. What are these people involved in? What are they doing? And why is it that they needed to have so many agents to come to this house? And then on top of that, when it all boils down, no real charges have been filed yet. They just been kind of like taking their time to gather all of the information that they can. Apparently, what he did is he messed up and he made somebody really high up there angry with him. And when you do that, then whatever, they just pull the trigger on him and say, well, we're going to come out there. And they sent their men out there and they showed them how much power that they have, because they spared no people. I mean, they would say, we'll bring the whole Homeland Security and the federal government, the power of the federal government with the Humvees and everything else. We're bringing it all down on you. If you think you're a big mops, then, that's one of the things that we've been hearing about Diddy, is that he's been able to pull the trigger several times on various different celebrities. And most of the celebrities and people who surrounded his empire of music are dead now. So, it's when you get involved with Satan, it's just really, really, really bad. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. I just really want to share with you guys. Hopefully, you who will be looking at this video a little bit later on, there's probably be some people who come in and look at this later on. And you check this out later on, then leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know, do you think Diddy is a government agent? Do you think he's a informant? Maybe I have it wrong. Or do you think that he knew that the mansion had these underground tunnels? Or maybe this is not, maybe it's true that what the fact checkers are saying, that there are no underground tunnels. Of course, Fox News reported that they called them ghettos. So let me know what you think about that. Anyway, thanks, Sam, for stopping by. Tony Roberts, hello. Yeah, well, yeah. Tony Roberts, yeah. Well, you probably new to me. You say talk too slow, and you say says the same thing over and over again. Yeah, okay, that's all right. Well, anyway, try to do better next time there, Tony. God bless. You guys have a wonderful night. Talk to you later. And hey, pray. That's because that's one of the things we need to do is pray.
Again, here we're on Brunswick Avenue. We have a resident here, David Fisher. He says that this felt like an explosion when it first went off.
At first, I felt a rumble with like a slight boom. So I thought it was part of the construction. And the next thing you know, my boss comes in and she was like, "Oh my God, did you feel that?"
I don't think we're getting any storms after what has been an absolutely brutal week of weather in the city. I mean, Degan, some of the ugliest days in memory for Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Would you not agree?
I would say a couple of days ago, I would not have used the word biblical, but today, biblical. It's been a biblical week.
In New York City, nearly 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Look at this, lightning striking the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor.
Last week, picture is from here in New York, lightning striking the Statue of Liberty.
I mean, initially, within the first couple seconds, the dogs reacted to something, and then within about a second or so, it felt like an explosion. Sounded like an explosion, and you felt initial reaction was that the furnace had exploded. So I got down to my son to check the furnace. He said everything was okay. He came up the stairs.